Sunup on 7. My name is Jonathan Samuels Card. Okay.
My name is Brandon Usher, and today is May 26th. Tell me a nicely intro.
You deep in, like...
Guys, we did not know the song, but by the time I hear bam, 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 boom, and I'm like, okay,
but I feel like they try test we now at this point, B, where they're like, I just dash out something and see where I'll come out, and then I know we got it like that.
These content creators, I swear to you.
But we're excited because what is it? May what?
26th.
Proud of you.
26th.
And it's a...
Tuesday.
Okay.
Or Tuesday.
Whatever way, potato, however you pronounce it. We have exciting segments for you guys. We're going to be talking about a Men at War seminar and what that really means, men becoming healthy and all the nitty-gritty behind that. But what else do we have up our sleeve, Brandon?
Apart from that, guys, we know the sport, but do you know it, really? The British High Commission is coming in talking about implementing some cricket studies and practice in our primary schools. So shall we see a revival of cricket in our country? Let's find out. I know
the rural communities are going to appreciate that because, of course, they're really into it. Yeah. So all that and so much more. But you know how this works, man. Put your comments in the comment section. Make it live, interactive, and respectful. Of course. Shall we get to the couch?
Bam, 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 bam. Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome to your Tuesday episode of Sunup on 7. So before we bring you the show, we have to bring you the weather and the traffic courtesy of the Belize Met Service and Smart.
Good morning. Showers and thunderstorms affected most areas last night, but especially the south. Relatively moist and unstable conditions prevail and will support a few more showery outbreaks today and tonight. The forecast for today is for cloudy skies with sunny breaks, along with a few showers, light rain, and thunderstorms, especially over central and northern portions of the mainland. Tonight will be partly cloudy with isolated showers or thunderstorms, with a few more developing over the south. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots, and the seas will be moderate. High temperatures today will be around 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 93 inland, but only 82 degrees up in the mountains. The outlook is for partly cloudy skies with isolated showers or isolated thunderstorms on Wednesday, with a few more over the south Wednesday night. There's a high tide at 6:26 this morning, and a low follows at 1:26 this afternoon. Another high is at 7:31 this evening, and another low at 12:50 tonight. The sun rose at 5:17 this morning and will set at 6:21 this evening. The moon comes up at 2:39 this afternoon and goes down at 2:32 tomorrow morning. In the fire risk forecast, the risk for forest and brush fires will be low to moderate today. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.
We have
Finally,
rain.
I was praying for it. Thank you, God, so much.
Yes, and last night when I start here, well, no, I'm in the bed when I start to the first lightning strike, and I'm like, wait, what? What is this? I never made hear no thunder at the point. But
It's
then
like,
this
ooh.
morning I woke up and I hear the thunder and I'm like, ooh, okay.
But you know what interesting? Last night they had like a locally spotters to come out, and then other places of the country were actually receiving a lot more rain as compared to Belize City.
Well, that's the thing. Somebody said it made a rain at Belize City yesterday, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I got run and everything, and I never see no rain or feel no rain.
Yeah, it was a little sprinklings. It wasn't substantial, but now we see the rain coming down, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus, because the way when I traveled to Placenta this weekend, again, big up to Mr. and Mrs. Armstrong, the bushfire, the way how things made it smoke, like when we passed through Coastal Road, they had such a bad bushfire that we had to slow down because of the smoke just to come in at the car. It made bad, like it made really, really, really bad. And then as you pass through, there's little smokes here and there, and I'm place so black, dry up.
Yeah.
It rough. So I just felt like, Lord, please just a little sprinkle of things because it was dry. So I'm just so thankful. Yeah, we needed it. So praise God for the rain. We are here, guys. We are excited.
Yes, guys. And no cuss out the rain, please. Just allow it to be here. Please. But yes, Rin, how are you doing this morning? Enjoy up yourself this weekend. No?
Yes, I enjoyed myself. Like I said, big up to Mr. and Mrs. Armstrong, Herschel, and Justine that got married. I was privileged enough to be at their wedding this weekend.
Isn't that Umaya?
Umaya, yes. It was such a beautiful wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing food, just like a whole good vibe and everything. I think it was a good reset for me and Phil to feel like relaxation because we went from the Friday. So we got the Friday night, the Saturday night, and then we came back on Sunday. But man, it was nice. When you go to a country and you get feel like experience a country, you just say, man, Belize is so beautiful.
It is. I mean, I could just the venue alone is good, but the lead back dock with the backdrop of the mountains and.
Man, we are blessed beyond measure, and I think we understand it. And then my heart start get at least soft because I'm thinking about other Belizeans that might not necessarily.
Wait. Start get at least soft. So where was it before? I will let you guys decide. We'll continue, Ren.
For this situation, Brandon. Anyways, but I just think about the privilege to be able to travel your country, and then my heart got soft for the reason of there are many Belizeans that don't have that privilege to go out and really get to explore and see down south or see Placenta and see the development and all these different things.
It still is mind-boggling that there are Belizeans or city people that still have not ventured outside of their city. That is mind-boggling.
So that's and I think about affordability. I think about means to be able to get access to places not knowing. Because even me, when I'm going to go there, I'd like, they had a couple new inns and resorts and other places that pop up who I never know about too. There's a lot more development,
So I'm just saying, can't go past 4 floors now.
But just the mere fact that there's a lot happening, and my heart always aches to say, we really need to do more to really attract our Belizeans, but also allow them to have affordability to at least have these experiences to see how beautiful our country is. So be better ambassadors for our country too. Until you get to know your country properly, I feel like there's a civic pride that can be developed through that, as well as being a better ambassador to, talk about how beautiful your country is in that sense. So just all of that in itself, I'm really grateful.
They have some of the developers who just not give 2 squats and then just want to destroy everything. But anyways, that is not a part of our couch talk this morning.
No.
Shall we get to it?
We shall get to it because we have 6 bad boys to dive into. Let's get it all together.
This one dive into your pocket, guys, because Dalavan will. Is it really
this one?
You
know what? You didn't even talk about this because you never a part of this. You don't know about the population. We have the kitchen Dalavan. You never know about the stock door. You never know about how to jump in quickly thing.
What I know about that the damn random stops in the middle of the road for put on people and take off people. And then they drive up underneath your backside, almost crash into your backside. But yes, continue.
This is a nice one because this one I don't have. So
bent up and beat up.
Yeah. I like So just the bus, sorry, not the bus, no, the Dalavan Association says the increase has happened. So as you know, Dalavan was not Dalavan in a hot minute. It's been $2 for a hot minute. But now it's going to...
Everybody here, students allowed one discount or...
I think it's for everyone, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Maybe students are $150, but I know that adults are $2
So,
per hour.
no, like dollar wings na may gano.
Yeah, it had to go up. You know, it had to go up for the $2 specifically. But now, considering that gas prices have become at, I don't know if this is all-time highest, but I don't remember ever seeing gas prices ever this high. So it's now at $3 per ride. So like we mentioned before, the president of the association, Mr. Richard Swift, described the decision very difficult, of course, but necessary to keep operators surviving financially. They were just really at a loss, and he says how that operators are also facing competition from unauthorized vans operating outside of the association, which I thought was very interesting because I'm like, so wait, people that go up on their own only thing and they just they pick up people along the way or so.
You don't have to be a part of this association.
Which is true, and then after that he further talked about the association is requesting the government fuel subsidies to help offset the high gasoline prices, which I don't think necessarily will be happening because they already have to offset for school buses. They also have to offset
all the buses really.
Yeah, so and the National Bus Company, all these different things where I know that there is already a lot to take place. So he emphasized that the $3 fare is intended to be temporary, which I think is very important. The way how the gas set up, it might be temporary for a hot minute or maybe a hot hour and could be reduced if fuel prices decrease. So I do appreciate the fluctuation there where it can go back to $2 because let's be honest, outsiders, people that are trying to catch their transportation, $3 was stiff right now, especially when you try to get through. Another thing to go up. If you're not getting the bus, you're getting now this, and it's just a little bit to think about or consider when it comes to persons being able to get to their destination. So he was just talking about how previously about 125 fuel could last an entire day. Now drivers are spending much more and struggling to even break even.
That one, this kind of messed with my head because I put in my vehicle fit about $150, right? And I end up on a highway. And I travel back and forth every day. And $150 could last me about 1 week and a half. Like I said, but $125 for the day, I'm like, man, how much runs and stops you to do stuff?
And I will make mention that, you know, in the city area, like you're not necessarily, when you're on the highway, you're moving and you
get a mileage of gas.
Yeah, you're burning less gas when you're up on the highway as you compared to, you know, the city where you have the least stops. And so
it's still 125, like, man.
You do all your roads and then you start early too and you're finishing at the night. They're like full on tree or no?
That's true. I recall the president saying that, yes, they're barely breaking even at this point. Yes, so they have to do something.
At a loss.
Have to do something.
But they did make mention that, again, the fare increase is not to make any kind of extra profit. It's really for covering fuel costs, maintaining the vehicles.
That's, yes,
The maintaining the vehicles when I had to stare at a little bit because they're doors. Hey, no, I'm just saying, maintaining the vehicles anyways, honey bun, and support their families and remain financially sustainable amid rising costs. I think I want to cut the maintaining vehicles one because...
No, but you have high-trafficked vehicles. People that in and out every day, and then you have some people who just disrespect the vehicle.
I will say the ones we're showing right now are very good-looking dollar vans.
So when they come out of that street, that's the way they just pull out right by... what you call it? Not Lakeview. The one where you get off of Regent Street West and you go down that one before you reach Vernon Street.
Like that, friend.
That one is so. Hey, they get to my head. But they have a Lee part where you right there so before you reach West Colette or East Colette. Not East Colette. West and East Canal. That one right there so.
Sure.
When they just pull out there so and then you can't see them, they can't see you and then they just
nobody
pull
can see nobody. Okay.
Anyways.
But yeah, we're going to be dealing with the suffering for a little bit until further notice, guys. So just letting you guys understand that. And we move on into our next couch topic.
So, hi. We know that Trump has been ramping up on his immigration acts at this point and deporting people from all over the world to usually their countries. But there have been several third safe countries agreements that have been signed with the U.S. and that particular country, Belize being one, St. Kitts and Nevis being one. And well, over this past week, we've had a Belizean and 2 Jamaicans being sent from the U.S. to St. Kitts and Nevis.
And when did they find out?
They found out upon their arrival.
Okay, just
right,
double check
because
this.
none of this was said to the citizens that we will be receiving a Belizean and two Jamaicans. And so the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, they're not like, hold up. What did happen here? So this compromises our privacy, our safety, our national security, everything like that. So why did the government not tell us about this? Ren, when I was reading this article, all I can picture or mirror is Belizean society, right? It just goes to show
frustration.
The same frustrations that we experience here in our country. Why is the government being so secretive about this? Was there any public consultation? So the one who speak me. Was there any public consultation about entering into the third safe country regime? Is it,
You
what
never explain fully how this thing might be set up, like
how much people will get, how often these deportees want to come to St. Kitts and Nevis.
How much money they get spent on it.
The next part was sweet me is that we are already battling poverty and housing issues and all of corruption issues, and then you are bringing more people. I read this article and I'm like, man, Belize is not alone.
One Caribbean, we face similar issues when you think about it, to be
So
fair.
then you ask the question, though, because how did they reach St. Kitts and Nevis when there's a Belizean and two... It can be by boat, too. Stop it. But why St. Kitts and Nevis and not Belize and not Jamaica, you know? What happened there? So why not
hold them until maybe a plane is going to Jamaica?
Or one number of people to come back to Belize.
Exactly, or something along that line. That's the big question I think many people are asking. I think beyond that, the transparency of knowing who's coming on your planes, and I think that's one of the biggest concerns for many citizens, as you can see from St. Kitts, but also Belize when this whole situation was taking place, because people are wondering who's going to be sent. Who are going to be the person we receive? And we're seeing a clear case here, Brandon. Frontline and center of persons not necessarily knowing who is being received on these planes that are not nationals. And thank God it's Caribbean nationals, but we don't know. Right. We don't know necessarily. They didn't know the full background of these Caribbean nationals. They didn't know everything about them until after receiving them.
Exactly.
And then being like, oh, just to make you know, Brandon, Kevin, and Renata, they're on the plane. Aha! Surprise! They're here.
That's not our issue. But no, the thing is, they don't, like you rightfully said, they don't know the criminal backgrounds and whatever. When you think of deportees, and this is what the optics, I mean, not the optics, the newspaper article was saying, is that when you look at the optics surrounding what a deportee is, it's usually for crime, it's usually for, some violent thing that they've been arrested for in the States and come out. These three persons were actually just committing the immigration offenses of probably overstaying their visa and all of that. So there's no criminal background as to them, but they've been deported to St. Kitts and Nevis. Another issue therein is how often or how long. Oh, no, sorry. Another issue was will these people be accepted by the locals? The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has issued out a statement that yes, as CARICOM nationals, they will be given and afforded the same rights as other Caribbean nationals, moving, free movement and all of that, getting their visas, getting their stay, getting whatever looked at for them, so we don't have to worry about our national, our Belizean national in St. Kitts and Nevis being mistreated or anything of that sort.
But it just really raises the concern because, of course, citizens are asking about what this could create, maybe like economic issues, social, security issues along that way for them to understand exactly how these persons are going to properly fit in and what's taking place. But I think these are the same concerns, like you mentioned before, that Belizeans have shared when it comes to signing on to this third-party agreement and understanding vetting processes, what this really means for their country, and who really is going to be accepted. And I love that you posed the first question or the beginning about, how often. I think that's one of the big questions of knowing how often and how many persons are going to be sent, because in the agreement, they look at that idea of like, how often will these planes be sent, how much persons will be in there, understanding the vetting process for it and what it does. So I think these are the big questions circulating, and just like St. Kitts, I'm sure Belizeans now seeing this situation will ask more questions and want to know exactly how or when does this kind of look and zoom into Belize.
Definitely.
What we're going to do from there.
Bert Williams is saying, I've always wanted to go to St. Kitts and Nevis. Swap.
You want to swap?
No, but now as a part of St. Kitts and Nevis, do they have the opportunity to say, all right, well, you know what, this is not really the workout for me. I want to come home now. right? They have that opportunity, I think, to just say, all right, I want to come home. Just fly through, I guess, Panama. I don't know, because you can't go back through the States at this point.
No.
Right.
So we'll see exactly how that happens. But the government officials have emphasized that the arrangement complies with the international obligations and said that the situation is being managed responsibly for those of you that are asking about the concerns and so forth. So yeah, this place is St. Kitts.
And again, just before we move on to the next topic is, what was the process behind selecting this third safe country? Did they have a choice? Because yes, some people might, I know when the immigration acts were ramping up, they did give the voluntary deportees, not the voluntary, the choice in order to go to whatever country, right? And they would give them money to sustain themselves for a while or whatever. Was this a choice by that Belizean to go there?
Not necessarily money for sustain for a while. There was a set amount of money.
$2,000, I think, US. And did they have a choice in this case? You want to go back to Belize?
Or St. Kitts? It's like ABC?
Not the ABC Islands, but yes, ABC. But yes. So what was that like? Or was it just put upon these nationals to just go to St. Kitts?
And I think this is more of the thought process where we should be seeing and asking when it comes to persons coming in, just for our own concern in general, because again, we will have the point where we'll be receiving persons, and we just want to know who the company playing.
Yeah, and we know that our Minister of Foreign Affairs never had no idea of this. They just find out when St. Kitts find out too.
Yeah, so definitely it raises more questions to see exactly how this will unfold. But let's move on into our next controversial educational topic.
Right. So this one has to deal with Senator Dennison being detained at a police checkpoint on Orange Street. So this past weekend, he was actually detained. And detained, guys, does not mean arrested in handcuffs and carried at station.
Yes, please
detained is just being, you know, you're not free to move, but you're not arrested at the same time. All right. So he approached the checkpoint there on Orange Street, you know, the one in front of the old extra house and that area is there. So. And where a police pulled him over and asked for his certificate of registration. No, that's the ownership of your vehicle, all right? And he says, no, well, he has it, but he don't have to show you.
Yeah.
Because...
I'm not obligated to show you.
Right. I'm not obligated to show you. Now, let's jump back a bit. This is one of the story we don't want to leave flashback. Just weeks ago in the Senate, he was actually explaining, here he is, that some of these policemen and women who are operating these traffic checkpoints, they have no idea what they're actually checking for, one. Two, or what is really required of them under the regulations.
And what they're supposed to be. Because the thing that people don't understand is traffic concerns as compared to criminal concerns are two different things. And so he says that there's a big issue with us when it comes to checkpoints and people knowing their limitations of what they can request from persons, under which premise do they need to request for persons, because that's the next thing that I'm sure we're going to explain a little bit after. But just letting you understand the context that he's saying there's a problem going on, and also Belizeans are not fully aware of what's taking place when they ask you for these things. And lo and behold, this Saturday, my I get the first-hand preference of saying, it happened.
And you know what? Just interestingly enough, at that Senate hearing, he was... Or at the Senate meeting, sorry, he was saying, you know what, Belizeans, just invest in a little thing where you stick up on your dashboard, where you set your phone, and whenever you are coming to a police checkpoint, just simply go and hit record so that you could see the interactions between you and the officers. Well, he did just that. And on Saturday, he was pulled over, asked for his certificate of registration. He said that he had it, but I don't have to show you. Where the policeman at that point got a bit aggravated and started saying, hey, no, who asked for this then? God? I'm like, whoa, okay.
That was crazy work.
He said, Senator Dennison held his ground and said, you know what, you guys have no authority to be asking for this. And you know what, I have already made my calls. Wait on your radio. I could wait here all day for you, right? But you will learn today.
Yeah,
you will learn today.
And this is also, in the videos, if you haven't seen it, one thing that he also asked for is a person's name and badge number. So I just want to throw that out there for citizens when you're dealing with a situation like that. It's also very important that you ask for the name and the badge number of the officer that you're dealing with.
Right. So They asked him there, and it wasn't until another or a high-ranking officer came and recognized him. I don't think it was as a senator at that point, but working in the DPP's office, right? You know, they have to deal a lot with the police. It wasn't until another officer recognized him that he was offered apologies. And even so, Senator Denison like, no, it's all right. I want the compulsory call. No, man. I have already spoken to the compulg. He will call you guys right now. He is trying to teach the Belizean people by, I guess, example, what you can and cannot do at a police checkpoint, right? And one of them is asking for your certificate of registration. One of them, I will tell you, is that, yes, they can ask for your license because, yes, it's an offense to be driving without a valid license. You don't necessarily have to give it to them, but, you know, you could give it to them and they could look. But they're not supposed to document your information off of that license because I know on a seat before. It has happened to me before. Where literally they take it, they go on a clipboard and they start
write things down. So they take a picture too and all of that, you know. I just want
the picture will never catch me, but yes, they're not supposed to be doing that. So there's several things that you cannot do, and I think that it should be publicized what they can and cannot do and what they can and cannot ask for. So educate the people. And guys, wait on that. Go and revisit the laws. Go and see those laws in order to actually see what they can and cannot do. Not wait for the government or anybody put that out there for you. Go do that yourself. Because a lot of these things, mega tell you, if I start record some of the things where I experience at a police checkpoint, thank God they take down 4 miles because a lot they happen there sometimes. You are here begging for this, you are here begging for that, you are here, you know, Kagewali black label, Kagewali, and I'm like, what? Huh? But yes, a lot of things happen that way. So, and another one that happens sometimes is extortion. You don't know where you could catch on a camera, but extortion now and then, but we're not going into that rabbit hole. So.
And I will, pinpoint something that Belizean girl did say that, is the truth, where a lot of times, if it was an ordinary Belizean exercising their right and stating these things, sometimes it could have gone very wrong in an next way because people will think that you don't understand your constitutional rights and then they could take it the next way. Maybe a higher supervisor would not be called, and then these officers, because you could say that both officers, not just the male, the female also, was getting answered because when asked about her badge number, sis was like, you never want, and then finally asked again, and then she finally gave it. But I'm just saying, it could have gone in a different way if he did not.
Papa man or Miss Lady, if you are not doing anything wrong, why hesitate to give your badge number, right? That is, it's supposed to be shown on your uniform at all times, so you could see it that way. But sometimes some of them might not even have that on. They don't want to give it a name. They have a last name. They're supposed to have their last name, because I remember when they bring out the clips, the name tags. But no, some of them don't even have that on. If you know they do nothing wrong, then why hesitate to give that, right? But anyways, moving on into more police news. And this one has to deal with Mr. Luis Pascasio. Luis Pascasio this weekend as well was driving along, I guess I'm a free tongue, ran this stoplight, and was chased by police.
Pulled over.
Where he was pulled over, and something gone on there, but Luis Pascasio ended up beaten up.
Which raises a lot of concerns and
fractured eye socket,
fractured to the bone around his eye, fractured around his eye socket, like you mentioned before. And then of course there were pictures showing bruised
hands and
bruised blood, by like a bust up lip kind of area thing, gum and stuff like that. So it was intense.
It was a beating, right?
It was a beating.
And he was actually taken to the police station where he spent a couple hours before he was actually released. Not charged, no nothing like that.
He wasn't detained or wasn't really charged.
But what warranted this beating in the first place? We don't know. Because from a traffic violation of that sort to ending up in a beating, we don't know what happened there, right? But he has lawyered up. and now his lawyer, David McCoy, is actually saying that, yes, they want to sue the government of Belize and these police officers for the police brutality that Mr. Pascasio has suffered. So, when that happens, a reverse get flipped. No. And the police have investigated and they are now bringing charges for aggravated assault and wounding. So, why, the question was asked by Mr. McCoy, like, had he detained on that day for a couple hours and Uno never charged there, but the minute we start announce that we come after Uno issue their charges.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden, right?
Yeah, so this is some of the pictures of the...
Right. So is it that, you know what, this is a defense mechanism of sorts, or a preemptive move?
You try to cover up this thing, try to make it seem it's something else, though that it's not. What's the situation? But
we see Luis Pascasio in the news before, too.
And not underneath calm circumstances.
Right. With, again, a beating.
And if you guys recall the story, it was, I'm trying to remember the...
Sean Gill.
Yes. So it was...
The Olympian, Sean Gill.
Yes.
Which, you know, some allegations...
There was allegations that he was, over an ex, and there was a whip that took...
Pistol whip, yeah.
Pistol whip, yes. So pistol whip that took place during that whole allegation. So it's not, he's not been in the spotlight for positive reasons. And I will say this, and this is just me being devil's advocate in this, right? You get pulled over for running a red light, right?
Traffic offense. Minor traffic offense.
Minor traffic offense. I still don't understand how we can get to a point where you get beaten up. And this is my thing, Brandon, right? Just, again,
devil's advocate.
Just throwing out some concerns here, things to question in the story. Not saying yes, not saying no. Asking questions, that's what I do. So my thing, pulled over, how do we get to the point where you get fractured eye socket and everything? Like, what kind of exchange was taking place between you and the police officers to get to this point?
But wait, I love that you said that word in plurality just now. Police officers against one man.
Yes.
How you get to that point where
you get beat up like this,
or fractured, and then bust slip, hand bust up. How you reach to that?
And then I'm also thinking, was this not captured on video somehow, some shape or way? Because there was a little scruffle showcasing there, but also to the point, and here you can see some of the scruffles. But again, seeing how much people against one, but also seeing hands up in the air. Like, there's so much factors in this, not justifying anything, but just asking questions of like, what could have unraveled between everybody to get to this point? And of course, they need to do an investigation to say what's going on, because this is not the first time we've seen a situation like this take place, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last if we don't deal with it properly.
I can tell you something when what happened in this case.
Tell me.
When it comes to the extent of the force used, clearly there is an imbalance. Clearly there's an imbalance. Aggravated assault, wounding, they have to prove that in the first case, right? But when it comes to the use of force, was it reasonable to deter whatever action there was?
Also looking at the amount of persons to one person.
Thank you.
Was there an
imbalance, girl?
Was there an arm? There was a licensed firearm involved. I'm just thinking about things that could have caused you to be acting like this, but still.
You see the imbalance, girl? All right, that's all I will say there. I'm no judge, I'm no jury. But yes, guys, just putting that out there.
I'm just asking questions again to put better context into what's taking place. But we've seen...
Charlotte, good question. Why aren't they wearing body cam? I think body cams are here to stay.
We didn't get a whole body cam. You know what? Now make I start today. Today, Tuesday.
Very good question, Charlotte. I know they made a rock their body cams one spell. I know see my body cam.
You know, a hot minute.
But
maybe
you know when I see now a long time.
Charge.
You know when I say ever the speed guns. That is to say. Anyways.
They don't have breathalyzers to and all of that.
What? They have that?
Yeah, I thought they brought in some.
I did not know. I would have not seen any. Anyways. Moving on
I
into...
need to go to inventory. We need to just go into inventory and see. Maybe they put up... Remember that time when I made the video where stuff may put up too?
Because that's safeguarding, you know. Do they work? Anyways,
better
moving
get
on, because
charged.
we could go down this rabbit hole
We're not
and
going
stay
down
there.
this rabbit hole. We're gonna be.
But moving on into another incident that happened this past weekend was Gil Harris 7 ban issues an apology following an attempted abduction allegation. Now, when I first see this video, Ren, I never know what happened. I just see somebody post it up and say, yes, I want somebody or one woman protect me just like how this man protect his daughters there and one certain. I never paid no attention.
You name it, the study, like.
Right, because whenever I see them things like that, I don't need that. I don't need
You
to
know
see
all
that
the drama
negativity,
and
right?
everything right now, yes. Mhm.
So during this weekend, while I was scrolling through Facebook, and I see Gil Harris 7 post up this long
Apology.
thing and issuing a public apology. And then I start reading into it, and I'm like, oh, wow. These are some serious circumstances and allegations. The allegations extend to last week, where the former band member, Shane Gilharry, was actually, it was alleged that he tried to abduct 2 teenage girls.
Yeah, 2
The 2
minors.
teenage girls went to their mother, they were crying, they were frantic, and actually told them of the circumstance that Shane Gilharry is alleged to have drove in front of them, blocking off their way of walking, and jumping out of the vehicle with a white cloth and putting it over one of the girls' heads, right?
Crazy. Just send me
Obviously
goosebumps.
frantic.
Yeah. Mhm.
They ran to their mother, they told their mother, and that's where the video that came out, where the mother was shouting after some men and the 2 girls behind, that came out. What happened in that video is that she was addressing the whole concern and whatever. They called the police. The mother says, gave interviews after statements, took statements after statements after statements, and then they did nothing. They went to the park where this incident happened in Corozal, and they obtained video footage. They came back. They a whole bunch of things.
The whole police.
And that was when the now leader of the band came and tried to tell the mom, apologies for all of this, apologies
He's no
to the
longer a part.
family.
Yeah, he's not even part of the band anymore.
Right.
That I just will say that the 3 reasons they said that he was removed from the group several months ago due to ongoing misconduct, unprofessional behavior, and internal concerns within the band. So they were trying to let him know that he's no longer even part of the band, but we're beyond
For
sorry
some time
regardless.
now. Right.
Yeah, for some time.
So the mother, the band leader came to the mother issuing an apology. The mother said she was so vexed at that point she never want to hear nothing.
I could
This is-
understand.
Yeah, I could
You
understand
didn't
too.
want here, I don't think at this point. Listen, my picnic gone through trauma.
Exactly. I mean, you could imagine how crazy that scene would have been.
Sheet over.
But so yes, guys, that led the band to issuing a public statement, which also speaks about, some months ago they lost he lost his mother, Shane lost his mother, and since then he has been a bit on the worrying side. He's been worrying them because mental issues have arisen, and he has done several things, and they have tried to get so much help for him, but he denies the help. Even his family denies the way of treatment for his health as well. He's picked up alcoholism and all of these as well. But based on these infractions, that's why they decided to get him out of the band and to distance themselves away from him. However,
This incident came out.
incident occurred.
And they had to, speak out about, because of course, regardless of him not being a part of the band, people identify him with the band. So of course, and being family and everything, you have to kind of...
The whole Gilharry family has a black eye right now.
Because of the situation with it. And I think it's really unfortunate to see how everything is unraveling.
Spiraling.
We've dealt with situations where we see mental health and persons that are their family members that have mental health issues that are, out there doing all these things, and families really don't know how to control it, don't know how to deal with it. Literally yesterday, there was a woman that came up to me, and I was speaking to her and I'm giving her some food and everything, and I'm like, you can go to the Mental Health Association. I was trying to direct her to where to go and everything, and she literally told me in my face, she said, oh, I know about that, but me don't want to go there because they won't want to give me medication.
Yeah.
And so beyond just trying your best to talk and deal with the family members and so forth, there are a lot of persons that adamantly don't want to receive the treatment, and you can't force it upon them in that sense, because that's a whole next ball game when you do that. So it's a hard situation to be navigating, and I feel like they dealt with it as best as they could with the situation given at first hand. But I will also make mention that it was reported that there wasn't an official, police confirmed that while the mother visited the station, there was no formal complaint that was made or a written statement that was made at the time, because ASP, I don't know, the abbreviation always messes me up.
ACP too.
Yes, otherwise, so my brain done say the next one. I'm like, okay, it's not that. But ASP Stacey Smith said that the mother appeared very emotional when she had come to the station during the visit, and officers were unable to officially document the complaint at that time. But the police said that they're now trying to locate the mother and the children to formally record the statements and determine exactly the course of action and the next steps for the investigation. So just letting you know on that side of the update for them.
And rest like liberty, you can't blame 6 people for the action of one. Trust me, in our Belizean society.
And this is the thing in Belizean society. I think if you haven't had a family member that's battling mental issues and having mental concerns, you really don't understand how hard it is to bridge that gap,
I know that's
to provide, sometimes they're in the street. Like we've had the cases where, you remember the family that reported their daughter was just like in the park and like they wanted her to come home. She just had like, it was just a breakdown one day and like they couldn't be able to deal with her. She was super young, sometimes barely wearing clothes, and they were so concerned, they didn't know what to do. I pray and I feel for families that are struggling with that, because
and you know, that's why a lot of people
hard.
keep their personal or private issues personal.
Yeah.
Because they don't want things like this for come out. And because unfortunately it is a thing in our society where one get labeled in a family, so the whole family get it.
And it's unfair. I feel like it's unfair, it's unfortunate. And this is why there's this big divide of not having people really be supportive in communities, because you look at Brandon and say, the ushers are this kind of way. And the reality is they're doing the best that they can right now with maybe the mini bit of resources that they have afforded to them too. So,
So moving on into our final topic this morning, and this one is just a little bit of update, right? So we know that the Court of Appeal Court of Appeal session is about to begin again. And they have appointed Senior Counsel Andrew Marshall-Leck to be one of the temporary judges of the Court of Appeal.
For the next 6 weeks.
For the next 6 weeks.
This is going to be from June 1st to July 15th.
Right. So he has been officially sworn in as of yesterday as well, coming in timely with the June session that is about to begin. So during this time, he was actually interviewed as to how did he come to be a part of this, and he did mention that there comes a point in time where even senior counsel need to actually give back to the community and the judiciary for all the years that they've spent in there. So this is
they have a duty to provide to the public service. Right. Honestly, I fully believe that he's had a wealth of experience. I think over 30, if I'm not mistaken, years of legal counsel and service given. So it's not like Johnny just come in that kind of way where he's been serving, and now this is allowed to give a better role to be able to serve in the 6 months.
And we've seen recently Senior Counsel Melissa Balaramas Mala. She actually was appointed a temporary one as well. So this just goes along the avenue of, you know what, yes. And I think it's a way to introduce Belizeans into the realm.
Yes. To have more Belizeans in that realm, I think it gives more opportunities in that sense. Allow other Belizeans to see other Belizeans, but know that it's not always just having a foreigner. We're going to be able to have our own serving in that capacity too. Hopefully with all of the perks that come with it.
I'm sure the perks are nice.
Yeah, but definitely.
But yes, guys, with that, we've come to the end of our couch talk, and we do have a birthday shout out to do.
Yes, we have 2 birthday shout-outs to do, so we're going to wait till the pictures come on board so we can be able to get it. And this is a belated birthday. Yesterday was my mother-in-law's birthday. So Stella Khan, Mother Stella, happy blessed birthday with all the frills and all of the joys. Thank you for being my next mom. It's just a privilege to know you and to be loved by you and to be cared for by you. So I'm just wishing you the happiest, blessed birthday as you navigate a new beautiful chapter with all the things under the sun. May the Lord keep you and bless you and make a beautiful, shining place for you. So happy, blessed birthday, Mother Stella.
Happy birthday. And the next one goes to...
What's the next one?
We have a picture? Yes, we do have a picture.
We do have a picture, of course.
To our very own mother of Mary Francis.
Yes, Miss Melissa, former teacher, amazing writer.
Former teacher?
She's my former teacher.
Oh, you're a former teacher?
Yeah, she's my former teacher for history.
General blanket. No, she's, yeah.
Yeah, my former teacher, an amazing writer, amazing human being, a firecracker in itself right there.
A Gemini.
But blessed birthday to you, Miss Mel. I just hope that it continues to shine wonders on you in all of its essence. Continue being who you are and, like, you know, sparking up every single scene that you come into. We love and appreciate
La
all
Reina.
the essence. Oh,
La Reina. Yes. But Miss Mel, we never supposed to have something today, like one party or something.
You're supposed to bring something out for your birthday for we. I feel like that's the service but you're supposed to provide.
I know they got out this weekend, but we supposed to have something specifically today, May 26th.
We the beg though. We the beg. But happy blessed birthday, Miss Mel. We love you so much and appreciate you. Continue just being who you are. And with that, we've come to the ending of our
Couch Talk. And we have a beautiful sunrise for you this morning as well. This one is coming in from...
Where is it coming in from for you?
This is coming in from...
It's coming in hot.
Luigi Zaldivar.
Luigi Zaldivar.
Oh, this is...
But it does not say place, but we're there with you. Wherever you are, we're there with you. Dramatic. Drama.
This is London. This is London. Wrong answers on there, right?
Oh, because in my mind, I'm like,
what,
really?
Really, Red?
I just had no, because I did in my mind, listen to me.
Please warm your heart for me.
You know what? You know what it is? It is Costa Rica.
Tuesday. It is Tuesday.
It is Costa Rica. It's a Costa Rican Tuesday.
Thank you so much for your submission, Luigi. And for all those, please send in your beautiful sunrises. Yes, the days are hot, guys. That means the sunrises are brilliant and the sunsets are also brilliant. We don't take sunsets, but you know what? Still, take it. Post it.
Hey, I know I lie. Somebody literally tell me this weekend when there was a sunset for when we were at Umaya, right? And they say, why you just take a picture of the sunset and just put it on the show? I said, you're supposed to send in sunrise. And they're like, but people don't know the difference. I say,
Brandon Usher knows.
Let's not do this today.
Because Mega tell us something.
If
you look at it, guys, sunrises and sunset colors are completely different. Just letting you guys know that. Completely different.
Completely different.
I mean, once send one in for the Philippines when the sky made purple and all. And I like, no, the colors are different.
Maybe we should just start submitting sunsets to men because I feel like sunsets not getting enough love.
But sunsets are like going off. Like
okay, maybe we do a sunset at the ending of the show.
There we go.
Because we sunrise and we sunset.
5 years, you know.
We could try a new trend, yeah. I like that. But with that, guys, we have to pay some bills, okay? We can't stay up here all day. We need to pay some bills. We're going to go to our first commercial break. And when we're back, we dive into exciting conversations ranging from Zumba classes in Ladyville to men becoming healthy, as well as bringing back cricket in the spotlight. And you know what? Battling for that change. So stay tuned to all of that good stuff.
Batting for that change.
I don't know why I read something else after you said that part. Let us go to a commercial break. I need some water. I read.
Special moments deserve a special place. Book now and save 50% on accommodations and 20% on spa. Only at Naya Resort and Spa.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when one person decides to make a change? In communities across Belize, we're seeing the answer.
Hi, I'm Kayla Linares. I love being outside and surrounded by nature. When I heard about the national cleanup, I signed up right away. I don't litter, and I help clean up Belize, one piece of trash at a time.
It starts with one choice, one moment, one step towards something better. Across our beautiful country, everyday heroes are making a difference. In just one day, nearly 2,000 volunteers collected over 40,000 pounds of garbage. From local groups to national partners, Belizeans are uniting to protect what we love. Every cleanup, every piece of properly disposed waste, every conversation, it all creates a ripple effect. But we can't just continue to clean up after everybody's mess. Let's prevent it and be proactive, not reactive. Because remember, our Belize, our responsibility. Bin it.
These charter mints aren't from
We're
an
navigating
airplane.
along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shirley Kelso.
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to Sunup on 7. So just before the break, Ren and I went through a number of couch talk topics for you. And yes, Charlotte, maybe we include the sunset, after, but still the sunrise comes after. I don't know. She's saying it too long. Anyways, but we're jumping into our first conversation this morning, and we're going to be talking about Zumba classes for you in Ladyville. And this is specifically Zumba with Mr. Suarez. On the couch with us this morning, we have the instructor himself, Jose Suarez, and we'll be talking more about his classes. So good morning, Mr. Jose. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing fine, and you?
Good as well. Excited to be speaking about another way and another avenue for people to get active, right? Zumba is such a fun thing, but I want to find out, how did you get into Zumba in the first place?
So I got into Zumba at my school. Right, every Friday, most of the classes, they have PE. And so I was like, how can I get the entire school involved in physical activities, in fun, engaging physical activities? And so I was like, Zumba. I love to dance. The kids, they love to dance. So that's something that we have in common. And so I just tried it one Friday. And after that, every day the kids want to do Zumba. Sir, we could do Zumba today, a big Monday.
It brings in the element of music, current music, all of that, and you know what? You're just dancing and having fun. Like I just told them, during Zumba classes, all I did a laugh.
Yeah, because
I'm
you
enjoying myself. Yes.
It's not really about doing things right. And I think this is that nature of us sometimes. Like we want to do it so right and perfect. But in reality, health is about just like enjoying the time, getting into the lifestyle, you know, enjoying a time with friends and so forth. So let's talk a little bit about just now, for the ages of your kids. What is the ages? I did just double checking on that. For your
ages?
Yes.
We have from 5 years old to about 15.
I just imagine a 5-year-old and a 15 at the same time. They don't leave Zumba.
I can imagine.
Too cute.
So now,
and now we have the parents that have been inspired by the students, which you see how it starts from the kids, guys. You see how it starts from the kids that now want to do Zumba. Let's talk about what that came to be, or how is that plan with the parents now?
So I usually train. I have my own football team, so we train on the evenings, right? And then we have some parents that go out by the field and they just walk, and after they walk, you just go home. Right? You just
eat
burn
up
a little
everything
bit of
else.
calories. Yeah. Right? And so, you know, after I stretching the kids and these parents saw what I was doing, they were like, sir, can you come and show us a little bit of stretches too? And so I went and we did some stretches for about a week or two. And, you know, I was like, man, we should really do Zumba. After you come here, you walk and you stretch, you just go home. What are you really working? You're not really burning anything, right? And it's boring. You just walk and talk and that's it. And so, you know, we were like, let's do Zumba. And then I was trying to figure out where could I do the Zumba, if people would show up. And so, you know, I tried it and we had 2 people show up at first and they were really enjoying themselves. And so that really motivated me to continue.
It's something, like I said, you enjoy every aspect of it. So now you've continued, you've made it, and you made it classes now, right? So tell us more about these classes. When are they held? Who all are invited? What's the cost? Yeah, things like that.
So our Zumba classes are every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6. It lasts for an hour, so it's between 6 and 7. And so the price is $50 a month, but for the first month, it's 25% off.
Okay.
And every session you get water and a free snack. So you don't need to bring nothing. Just come ready and bring the energy. That all you need to bring the energy, right? And come ready to just dance, shake, and lose some weight.
And I really want to just big you up on this because we really need spaces for people in general, not just young people, but people in general to feel comfortable, to get into a healthy lifestyle that allows them to just like enjoy themselves. And you're creating that at such an affordable cost because I just think about $50 a month.
Yeah, that is
That's
literally
good investment.
2, 4, 6, 8 days out of the month for enjoying and losing weight and all of that, right?
Yeah, and you can make good friendships with persons when they come. You get a healthy snack. You know what? You don't even have to. They don't got no reason for you to complain.
That's true.
At this point in time, no, that is you that the problem. There's you at this point. You that the problem. So for persons that are listening right now, where would they go about just to be able to sign up to do registration and be able to take it away from there with you?
So when it comes to registration, you can contact me by phone at 612-2041.
Okay.
And if you want to just try it out, right? You can do a little free session to just try it out to see if it's something that you like to do. And then after that, you can, just register and show up every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And for the ages, we do all ages, as long as you want to come, get fit, tone up, or, burn some calories.
Is there an option for any online? Like, is that something that you're thinking about doing for persons that would want to connect, but Ladyville might be a little bit far and they still want to reach out? Just throwing that out there. It's a thought process.
It's not something I've started as yet, but it's something that people have brought to my attention.
See? Okay.
Definitely. And I mean, somebody's in here saying perfect dance for those with 2 left feet. Guys, you just have to be able to move because
literally.
Zumba, if you have not done it before, it gets you sweating. And people they bump up into each other. It's just a whole lot of fun, right?
And see, we have the flyer up there for persons that, want to screenshot that, send it to other persons. Make it a whole thing, man. Want to bring out to our friends, and do a whole class. Is there a quota to? I just think about that because now we would advertise. Is there a quota for how much persons the space can hold?
No, it's actually at the community center, so it's a big space for everyone.
Listen, that make it even better, so persons can go out and enjoy that fully. For somebody that's listening and they heard the two left feet comment and they're kind of hesitant and say, I don't know if I want to go. Like, how people are laughing at me. I don't even know how to dance properly, or I get tired easy, or because I'm thinking about the excuse I've heard before over and over again. Like, what if, like, and I don't know what to do at all. Can you talk to those persons and express to them why it's important to get involved, to sign up?
Right. So these are complaints that I've heard a lot, all right? And, you know, it's a space, it's a safe space to come, you know, dance if you don't know any moves. You just, as long as you're moving, right? As long as you're trying, you're the one that's gaining from these movements, right?
That's true.
And so if anyone is laughing at you, don't worry about them, right? And that's something that we don't promote either, right? So you come and you try. And if you don't know the steps, by the way, these are for beginners, right? These are for beginners.
We don't reach enhanced.
We're not advanced.
We're not there as yet, right? So we want people to come. You know, we start slow with the different, you know, stretches, slow dances, but you're still burning. You're still sweating a whole lot, all right? And we don't laugh at anyone. We don't criticize anyone, right? You just come, do your thing, and go back home.
I love that.
That's true. You pick your only can of the song,
Yeah.
do your thing, right? But again, it happens Tuesdays, Thursdays at 6 p.m.
Yes.
It begins. For those persons who might just want to come and watch, can they just do that? Like just sit on the sidelines and just watch a class?
Yes, they can come and sit and watch and try it out. You know, if they like it, then they can definitely sign up.
Can they bring kids as well? I know this is for parents mostly, but
Yes.
the kids as well.
Yes, they can bring
Join it.
kids.
So yes, guys, kids can come. They're not just Fridays for
Because
kids.
I know some people have the excuse that I have to take care of my picnic.
Yeah.
Bring them.
Bring them and can get some workout in with you too. One of the Zumba it together. Mr. Suarez got on the back.
Yeah, because actually, you know, there's about 35% of adults here in Belize that's obese, right?
No,
and about
100%.
50% that's overweight. And out of that, 7% of those are kids. So we want to do Zumba for everyone, health first.
Wow, okay.
Got it. So apart from just bringing themselves, do they come? How you dance? Because I've done Zumba before with just socks. Do they bring shoes? What do they bring?
You bring your shoes. You come barefooted. It's socks. Whatever makes you comfortable. That's what you bring.
Okay,
And
good.
you just come with an open mentality, open mindset of it, and come have a good time.
Guys, and you don't have to be Zumba-ing for the full hour. Take your time.
Take your time, yeah. If
Take
you
your
have to
time.
take a break,
Take your
if you're
time
getting
and
out of breath or so, slow it down. You know, nobody need to show up, you know. Literally, you to come for yourself, for your own well-being and your health. But as we're wrapping up this conversation, I want to just, again, remind people if they'd want to maybe collaborate with you for something or so, how can they reach out to you? What are you open to? Because I know that you're busy now on Fridays with the kids and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, but is there any collaboration for persons out there that would want to have you support them with whatever of their journey or whatever along that line? I'm giving you that opportunity.
So for those people that want to, you know, to work on their health and so forth, if you reach out to me, we can work on a diet schedule or a workout schedule that you can do at home, right? And if you want to do the actual in-person Zumba classes, we can definitely do that on Saturdays, right? And if you would like a free session from maybe a business place or different things, then we can definitely, you know, offer that service.
That's amazing.
Nice. And just a final question for me before I read this sweet comment as well.
Oh gosh, okay.
If companies out there and schools are out there looking for any type of Zumba classes to be brought to them, can they contact you for that
Yes,
as well?
they can. Yes.
All right, great. And then we have Ms. Arlette Messiah here saying, awesome job, Mr. Jose Suarez, Mr. BNTU Belize branch. Hide that one there for me. Hide that one there for me.
You see? They bring, But I love it. Somebody says Zumba that people, they haul and pull up themselves, and I'm here for it.
And that's quite...
You know what? And that's okay. That's okay. Enjoy and bring out yourself. It's healthy. It's getting that sweat in completely. So definitely.
Miss Mel, say our next person yourself for Zumba too. Just saying. Because we did a whole Zumba session with when we were rehearsing.
So now we have our next Zumba guru that's going to be helping people to definitely do that. And
But-
again, we've shared
Yeah, the number
in the chat. Okay.
Yes, that's 612 2041.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Suarez,
Yeah.
Thank
for
you.
being here, but also for really doing an extra duty to people out there to help get fitness a part of their everyday experience when it comes to kids, when it comes to adults and parents. And we're hoping to see the thing I told you about off air, that one could actually happen too. But for persons out there that are having summer programs and everything, Mr. Suarez is very open to doing summer programs with persons. So if you're looking for your group to be able to do something very, upbeat and fitness driven and everything, he'll be there for you. So just throwing out there. Somebody come up right there. Just to say. But thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you too.
And with that, guys, we're going to go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back.
All your special moments deserve a special place. Book now and save 50% on accommodations and 20% on spa. Only at Naya Resort and Spa.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when one person decides to make a change? In communities across Belize, we're seeing the answer.
Hi, I'm Kayla Naris. I love being outside and surrounded by nature. When I heard about the national cleanup, I signed up right away. I don't litter, and I help clean up Belize, one piece of trash at a time.
It starts with one choice, one moment, one step towards something better. Across our beautiful country, everyday heroes are making a difference. In just one day, nearly 2,000 volunteers collected over 40,000 pounds of garbage. From local groups to national partners, Belizeans are uniting to protect what we love. Every cleanup, every piece of properly disposed waste, every conversation, it all creates a ripple effect. But we can't just continue to clean up after everybody's mess. Let's prevent it and be proactive, not reactive. Because remember, our Belize, our responsibility. Bini.
These charter mints aren't from
We're
an apple
navigating
plain.
along the coastline.
This morning,
of
the
northern
2023
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherie Kelso, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm the bureaucrat.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to Sunup on 7. So just before the break, we were talking with Zumba instructor Jose Suarez about his new classes in Ladyville happening Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Guys out there, like, you need to go access this. It's time for getting in shape. It's time for beating all these diseases that we are currently suffering from and everything like that. Obesity, hypertension, all of these things, and go enjoy yourselves with a nice hour of dancing. But we're jumping into our second conversation for this morning, and we're going to be talking with Pastor Corny Dueck, who is the pastor at the Life Church. But we're going to be talking about a meeting of sorts for males, men becoming healthy, both emotionally, spiritually, and all of that, guys. So let's hear more from him. Good morning, Mr. Dueck. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing amazing. Fantastic.
All right. Exciting conversation here because I feel like it is a much needed thing happening or needed in Belize. When it comes to now this meeting of men to discuss these things, how did this even come about?
That's a very good question. In 2022, I think it was, I met a dead end in my life where I realized that I was screwed up, okay? Excuse my language, but my wife told me, she says, Corny, you are an amazing provider, but you suck at being a dad, and you suck at being a husband. You know how to provide, but you don't know how to be emotionally there. And she said, if it wasn't for the money that you bring in, I would just leave you. And that hit me like just like a truckload of bricks. Like, what the heck? You know, I thought I was a good husband, a good father because I provided, right? And I just did what I learned, right? My dad was always a workaholic, and I was a workaholic, right? But I never knew how to emotional connect with my wife and my daughters. And Renata knows my daughters.
Yes.
Amazing daughters. And but I realized then, I had no emotional connections with them. I wasn't there emotionally for them, right? And so I looked for help. And I did not know what I was looking for because you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
But I found this place where I got some help, and I a boot camp that I went to, and I actually had an encounter with myself, like who I had become, who I was, and who I was supposed to be. And so I said, you know what, this is crazy. So I started making some drastic changes, and in my own life, in my family, and you could ask my daughters now. We have an amazing relationship. I got them back with doing my part, and then I realized that, you know what? We men don't know what we don't know, and we just do what we've been taught or we've seen, or father figures in our lives. And if you don't have a father, then you just do what comes that by default, right? Whatever happens, happens, right?
Right.
And so I said, you know what? I cannot allow this. I have to do something about this. So I started meeting with a couple guys, and I just started sharing my experience, like what I went through. And then I opened up the floor, and I was very vulnerable, like with the stuff that I was doing, or the misconception of life, and how to be a father, and how to be a great husband, and what I'm learning. And so I was just starting to share that, and the man's group grew from a couple guys to we have now more than 60 guys part of the group that I meet with. They don't come out every week because we all have jobs, right? But we have 60-some guys that are there at least once a month or twice a month, and some are there almost every Monday. And so I just started teaching them what I was learning, and so I was very intentional about digging into what makes a healthy husband, what makes a healthy father, right? And I realized that, we don't go to school. to become a father or a husband. We go to school for everything else. But the most important role in this world, we don't go to school for. So what do? Monkey see, monkey do.
Right.
What we saw a father figure doing, that's what we do. So if you had an abusive father,
you will turn out.
Very likely, right? If you had no father, you just do whatever like you think is right, but you might not know what is right, right? And so I have seen amazing results. So many men come to me and said, hey, you know what? Since I've been coming here, I treat my daughters different. I have a relationship with my daughters now. My marriage is saved. I speak to my kids different. And some guys say, you know what, this is the first time in my life that I actually took my family on a vacation because I didn't know how important it was.
Wow.
You know, and so so that's where it started. In my own life, so everything I teach is what I learn. So I believe it's not right for me to say anything that I'm not willing to do myself. So whatever I teach is what I'm learning. And that doesn't mean I have arrived, right? I'm still on a journey of becoming better and especially if you ask my wife, she'll tell me all these areas that I need to learn, get better yet, right? But it's a journey. And at the same time, we have now, I think about the second generation fatherlessness, which started when Hurricane Hattie came and a lot of the males went out of the country to work because the city was destroyed. And so they left all the boys home, the kids home with their moms and grandmas. So that's actually, I believe, where it started, most of it. And so now we have the second generation man and woman growing up without father figures. So if you do what you see, and you grew up in a home where there's not a father figure around, so you don't see how a male should treat a female. You don't see how a husband should treat a wife. You don't see how a father should treat his daughters. You don't see how a father should treat his sons. That's the boys that are getting married these days. To girls who never see how their mom treated a husband. So she doesn't know how a wife should treat a husband. She doesn't know how a wife should, like deal with man. So now we have the girl and the boy getting married. No clue what they're doing.
Right.
And that is an amazing recipe for a mess. Yeah. For disaster. And that is that's so many homes we have that way, right? Yeah. I'm telling you, this is not to run down any of the males or females, but this is just the reality that we are in Belize City now. Yeah. And there's very few males that come to me and say, you know what? I have an amazing marriage. But what do we do? And we as men, we believe that we need to be the head of the home. Some of us, we're still fighting to get there, right? But so what do? We just say, you know what? This is how my dad had it, my grandpa or dad. So I'll just settle for it. But I'm telling you, there's more. There is a way out of that. We can get out of that cycle. And we just joined an organization called The World Needs a Father.
Oh, okay. And
so what they do is they teach you from the conception of the baby to an adult, and even till 80 years old, but more from being born or being conceived till 18 years, 21, every year, which figure, the mother or the father, is more important, and I can tell you, with sitting down with you and discussing, I can tell you which year of your life you were neglected or abused, and by your mom or your dad.
Wow.
And so why do we need that? Well, the thing is that we are a product of our past, right? So the way you react, the way we respond, the way you do life is directly related to your experience, right? And so we did a session just the other day. The president of it from South Africa was in Belize. And we had a session with some man, right? And a part of the training was finding out which area we had pain, or which area we were neglected in our life. And the whole group, every single man in that room had a mother wound.
A what?
A mother wound.
Okay.
And you might say, but the father is not there. It should be the father. But you see, a baby from 0 to the first some years, 5 years, the mother is the most important person in the life. So what happens in Belize? and all over the world, but in Belize, the mothers have to work. Okay, and so what happens? Maybe she can stay home. But how much is Social Security paid? Like 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 months the mother is home, and some mothers, because of health or they don't they don't breastfeed, right? So what they do? They just put the baby there and put the bottle in there, and they can drink, But the first 2 years, 3 years of a baby's life, it is crucial for the baby to touch skin. And so most kids don't have the 3 years of touching skin. So there's a wound, and what does that cause? It causes one of the things that happens that we as men we don't feel secure. And why? Because when we needed it to build it, when we were babies, we didn't get it. So there's a lot of other things. I have a whole book, manual how we teach, right? But what my heart is that I want to reach out and offer all these different organizations, because we have, as you know, everybody knows that we have men out there that are so broken in their hearts from either their dad was abusive, their grandpa was abusive, or they didn't have a dad, or all that rejection and all that cause. And so what are they doing now? They're living out of the pain in their heart, right? Yeah. So what happens? They go to work, and the jobs is hard, and they get frustrated. And where does a man usually just let it go? In his own home. So whoever is there gets it.
Or they go to the bar, which enhances that, and then they go home, go take it out. Okay,
and then they get drunk, and they have no control.
Right.
And then they go home, and you know what? There's just recently somebody who couldn't control himself, and he hit his girlfriend, right? And this person would always said, to the day it happened, I would never lay my hand on a woman. So why did it happen? Why? Because there's pain inside their heart. That, one day, his pain overrode his conviction. And he couldn't hold it. So with that same pain is what I'm helping guys with to overcome, so they can become better fathers and husbands and just brothers and sons, right? And we can create, I believe that we can eliminate poverty and crime 100% if we just deal with the fathers.
So I love this aspect, Pastor Corney, of allowing a safe place. But let's talk about the men that are hearing this conversation.
Yes.
And they're still reserved, hesitant. They're like, I don't want to go get judged. You already spoke about having about 60 men. And so you're going to come into a room where there's several persons there.
Yes.
And of course, there's going to be that time where you get to be vocal, you get to share and everything. And the truth is, many men don't even know how to even vocalize their emotions and their feelings there. So talk to those men for me and explain what this space is going to be creating and how can we bridge that gap for them.
Very good. So here's the guys that I always tell men when they come, the first man that when you come for the first time, what I do, I tell them straight up, right here, what you share here stays here. Okay, it won't be on channel 7 or channel 5 tomorrow morning, right? And men are afraid. See, a man would rather hit his toe with a big hammer than that anybody know what's happening, right? So I tell men, and you know what? Here you can be vulnerable. It's not going to be out on the news, so share your heart. And what I do, I share my own stories, so I open the way that everybody knows, you know what? If he can share his personal things, that means it's safe here. And I also tell men, if you come to the meeting and you're angry at life, angry at anything, you know what? At this place, if you need to curse for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, I have no problem. You know what? You cursing is not going to destroy me, right? Because if you're in there, it needs to come out, right? And if it doesn't come out here, it's going to come out somewhere, and somebody might get hurt. So I tell them straight out, you know what? Yes, we are in church, but I don't care. You need to get out. Whatever is in there needs to come out. Because once it comes out, then we can put something back in there that might heal the wound that is there. So we create that safe place, and we do a lot of discussions, a lot of, like last night we had a meeting, and we had, it's not just where I go there and I just preach this message and everybody goes home. We have, every time we have a light meal together, and then we do a 25, 30 minutes of where I share, but also through the sharing it's a discussion, right? Where I would share something and then we would open the floor, right?
Right.
And then we make small groups.
Nice.
So every time we have small groups, and that is because men are very scared of sharing their dirty laundry, right? But we have had the like craziest things coming out from like stuff that you can't even share in public, right? That comes out there. Why? Because when I create that safe space, man just start opening up, about their personal life, their married life, their relationships, their like all that stuff, right? Where I know a lot of things about man now that we can't share, right?
Right.
But that is because unless we get that out of there, we can't put anything in there, right? Because the heart is full of pain, right? And when it's full of pain, it doesn't receive anything good, right?
Pastor Courtney, I think a part of it as well, because I'm seeing some of the comments in here, and it is actually true. A part of that pain, or the holding of that pain within the heart, comes from our society raising men to be, you're not supposed to be showing emotions, you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be not. Even though they have father figures and mother figures in their lives, that is the way how we have been brought up.
Yeah, and that is so true. And I tell men, real men cry.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have a lot of men crying there. If you have a problem crying, come to a meeting. You'll be one of us. And here's the point. And you said that a lot of men, they have father figures when they're growing up, but those men have father figures. Remember, you only do what you see.
True.
What you saw, right? So you can have and for me, I grew up in a religious home. Okay, I grew up in Spanish Gout. Okay, we went to church every Sunday, right? I had to be dad. My dad had to be dragging me for not to go to church, right? And I had an amazing home. I never saw my parents fighting. I never saw them arguing. If they did, it was in a room by themselves. I never saw my dad disrespecting my mom. And my dad never yelling, never lifting hand. I grew up in a very, very amazing home. However, my dad was a workaholic. And he had never time for his kids. So what did I do? My emotions were dead. I did not have any emotions, so I could not connect emotionally with people. What does that do? When you don't connect emotionally with people, you don't have really you're not compassionate. Because if you're not connecting emotionally, it doesn't matter to me how you feel, because I have no emotions connection, right? So that's why that was and I didn't know how to be a father. I didn't know how to connect emotionally. And I had a father growing up, right? So you can have a father growing up, but is that father doing what they're supposed to do? Is he there the years? Because from 5 to 12, I think 5 to 12 years old, the father figure is the most important figure in the child's life, but more important than the mom. Because the mom nurtures the kid, and the father brings identity. And so, for all the men out there that are longing for a place to be themselves and have a broken heart, and they want to become better fathers and husbands, come out, man, come out. Every Monday we meet, every Monday except holidays. I tell the man, some men are not happy sometimes that we don't have holidays be there, right? But I tell them, it is. I'm contradicting myself if I tell you to spend time with your family and I take you away on a holiday, right?
That's true.
So every Monday except holidays, we are right there at 99 Favas Road at Life Church. We meet together. The doors open at 5. You just come after work. We have police officers in uniforms. We have security guards in uniforms. We have anything. You just come from work. We're going to have a light meal. And we have the session, whatever it is, from time to time, different sessions. We go through different series of the foundation of masculinity, or just the ethics or the morals of a great man, a godly man. And so, yeah. And if you want to contact me, you can do that. Ask more about it at 671-3770. And I can
you repeat that number, sorry?
671-3770.
All right.
And I'm putting that number in the chat for...
That's cool. And here's the deal. I have a heart. I really believe in Belize City. I love Belize City, right? Some people tell me, how in the world did you come from Spanish Gulf to Belize City? Well, that's another story. We won't do that today. But I want to see man become healthy. Because I believe, according to history and according to the Word of God, that when man get healthy, families get healthy.
Yeah.
And when families get healthy, the city gets healthy. And everything you see happening, it has to do with sick fathers in their hearts. One guy who was part of the training that we did just the other day with The World Needs a Father, he came to me last week and he said, Pastor, he said, after now looking at Belize City and the society and my friends and what's happening, I see now that all the ills of Belize City are directly related to the father.
Yeah.
He said, I never saw it before. And so this is the heart I have to help man. And I actually want to reach out to companies that hire a lot of males. That, you know what, if you have a man that works with you that is struggling, bring him to me, send him to me. And we're going to deal with their heart issues and help them become a better father, because I know that the customer service trainers and all this, oh, leave your home problems at home and come to work. You know what? You can't. You have to chop yourself up if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Because your heart is the same heart.
Yeah.
Your feelings are the same feelings, right? So if your marriage is up the creek and you can't, it's just always war at home. And it will affect how you do your life at work.
No, 100%.
And so I believe we can create a healthy society.
Definite.
And that's my heart, and that's why I'm alive, because I want to see men become healthy.
Excellent. So we put your number in the chat again for persons on YouTube as well as on television. That's 671-3770. These are for the men's meetings, and you can be able to schedule message in and just schedule the time, because remember, it's not mandatory you come every single men's meeting. The meeting that you can make, come to it, come with an open heart, come ready. They're going to be breaking up in sessions, so you don't have to feel like you have to sit in front of every single person. You can also have a one-on-one session if that's necessary, whatever it is, to be able to help you feel supported, to help you get emotionally there that you need to do. But it's time for us to make a change and to change our hearts.
Amen.
To change our hearts.
Yep.
So allow them to do that. Get open to the space, and let's see the magic that can be able to happen, the blessings that can happen in our country when we change the men's heart and have real leaders.
Yeah.
So with that, we're gonna go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Special moments deserve a special place. Book now and save 50% on accommodations and 20% on spa. Only at Naya Resort and Spa.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when one person decides to make a change? In communities across Belize, we're seeing the answer.
Hi, I'm Kayla Linares. I love being outside and surrounded by nature. When I heard about the national cleanup, I signed up right away. I don't litter, and I help clean up Belize, one piece of trash at a time.
It starts with one choice, one moment, one step towards something better. Across our beautiful country, everyday heroes are making a difference. In just one day, nearly 2,000 volunteers collected over 40,000 pounds of garbage. From local groups to national partners, Belizeans are uniting to protect what we love. Every cleanup, every piece of properly disposed waste, every conversation, it all creates a ripple effect. But we can't just continue to clean up after everybody's mess. Let's prevent it and be proactive, not reactive. Because remember, our Belize, our responsibility. Bini.
These charter remains aren't from
We're
an
navigating along the coastline.
This morning,
of
the
northern
2023
in the... Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherie Culsel, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
These charter remains aren't from
We're
an
navigating along the coastline.
This morning,
of
the
northern
2023
in the... Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherie Culsel, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when one person decides to make a change? In communities across Belize, we're seeing the answer.
Hi, I'm Kayla Naris. I love being outside and surrounded by nature. When I heard about the national cleanup, I signed up right away. I don't litter, and I help clean up Belize, 1 piece of trash at a time.
It starts with one choice, one moment, one step towards something better. Across our beautiful country, everyday heroes are making a difference. In just one day, nearly 2,000 volunteers collected over 40,000 pounds of garbage. From local groups to national partners, Belizeans are uniting to protect what we love. Every cleanup, every piece of properly disposed waste, every conversation, it all creates a ripple effect. But we can't just continue to clean up after everybody's mess. Let's prevent it and be proactive, not reactive. Because remember, our Belize, our responsibility. Bine.
Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to Sunup on 7. So just before the break, we're joined here with Pastor Corny Duick talking about the men's discussions that are happening every Monday at the Life Church there on Faber's Road. Men out there, please, if you are experiencing anything in your life, you want to talk about it with a group of men as well, get out everything and become a healthier person, please contact the number that we've put in the chat for you. But we're jumping into another conversation here today, and we're going to be talking about cricket, and specifically bringing cricket into our primary schools. We're batting for change. And with us on the couch this morning, we have His Excellency Alistair White, British High Commissioner of Belize, as well as Mr. Dwight Gabb, the President of the Belize National Cricket Association. We're going to be talking about wonderful things, guys. And will Renata and I play cricket? Well, we'll see. But good morning to both of you, gentlemen. How are we doing this morning?
Morning. Really well, thank you. Great to be here.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
All right. So cricket. Let's first start off with educating the people a bit about what necessarily is cricket. No, guys, it's not the grasshoppers that you see or hear. It is an actual sport.
Cricket is the greatest of all sports.
I love that.
You know,
I love how you started it off. Yeah, no bias there.
No, as an Englishman, cricket is very much a British tradition sport for hundreds of years. I think people know it as being a sport which can reach anything from a few hours all the way up to 5 days.
Yes.
But the 5-day version is that's very unusual. That's just played at the international game. But it's actually also a really simple sport. It's a team sport, but you can just play it with a tennis ball and a stick. You can play it on the street, in the field. But it's a sport which is a team, but also played as individuals. It's very technical, it's fun. You're trying to score as many runs as you can, so you can hit the ball as far as you can, you get 6. If you hit it along the ground, you get 4, and then you're trying to bowl the ball to try and get that batsman out if you hit the wickets, or if it gets caught. It's really fun. It can be as simple or as serious as you want, but I think it's just a great alternative. It's another sort of team sport which we can get young people involved in, and specifically girls. It's a big focus of the project we're doing on, sport isn't team sport. Ball sports aren't just for boys and men, young women, get girls involved in sport at an early age. So often girls also sort of leave competitive sport in their teenage years. So we want to get people involved, get the bug for this amazingly addictive sport, and working here with the Belize National Cricket Association.
Right, so with this project, we're having 11 primary schools in the Belize district to participate. But as he alluded to, we want girls to be involved.
Right.
So 11 schools means 11 girls teams and 11 boys teams.
Ooh, okay.
So that's 22 teams in all.
Nice.
Right? So that was part of the project goal, to involve not only the younger group of primary school students, but girls as well. And it's one of the focus of the International Cricket Council, is to promote women in sport and promote women in cricket. It's the new thing to push women's sports. Agencies fund anything that is related to women in sports more easier than the traditional male in sports. So they're trying to focus on these and to have women participate in the Olympic Games in cricket as well. Just earlier last year, we had the male that will be participating in the next Olympic Games.
Oh, okay.
Right? So the focus is to start from the bottom, right? And we start to grow the community a little bit by, maybe every year we can have this, maybe next year again. But it has been a long journey to get here. I think it's over a year we started this conversation to get here to have this tournament. And it's a training and tournament in one to get people to understand the new format of the sport. This is called Creo cricket, which can be played in any area. You just need a small space. You don't need these elaborate kits. Though we partnered with British High Commission in Belize to get these kits, you don't have to. You just need a tennis ball, a stick like one, a little bit, the straighter sticks. Yeah. You can have a bucket behind you as the stumps, and you can play. That's how we started playing in the primary schools when I was younger.
Wow.
That's how we used to play. We would get wood sticks, sharpen the ends, made our stumps, and a tennis ball.
There we go. And so now we're dealing with 11 primary schools from Belize district itself, right? What was the task like, or the work behind getting these teams together?
It's very tedious.
I can imagine.
Almost weekly meetings to make sure we have, especially recently, we had weekly meetings with British High to make sure that we have the buy-in,
Okay.
right? That we're on our goal with the budget as well. Obviously, it costs money to get equipment into the country. It costs money to move people around and stuff like that. So we're working on a tight budget, but we make sure that we have our P's and Q's in line. Yeah, it's been a burden, but one that I was glad to carry.
I love that.
So we have our 11, well,
22.
22. We have our 11
Yes.
schools, our 22 teams, right? And we're going to be having these little kits for them to get involved. Tell us a little bit about persons that are watching this, but they want to see these kids play. They want to be involved in a way and maybe spark up, because we have 11 schools specifically, but I'm thinking about other kids from other schools that would kind of get
Districts as well.
inspired about this and curious now.
So networking is part of my goal as president since I took over last year. And I met, it's funny, you go to certain places and you meet people and you say, oh, I'm representing cricket. And I'm like, oh, I was interested in that. So I went to Belize to do a meeting there, right, on intellectual property. And I met a guy from Belmopan, said that he is interested. He's working with basketball. And I tell him, hey, we can work something out. We may have extra kits, right? So I'm leaning in with that to give him the kits, give him the paraphernalia to, it's easily taught. There are training videos online on YouTube. Look up Creo Cricket, and it's easy to go. Anybody can jump in at any time, from kids to adults. It doesn't discriminate, right?
Very open for anyone.
Yes, and it's healthy, and with the ball, it's very user-friendly. If you get hit with the softball, that's no big deal.
With the softball.
The softball, that one.
What I hold in my hand is a hard ball.
That hard ball, he's going to do some damage if he's coming at certain speeds.
So it's open. If people are interested in doing this again, we're available. You can look up the Belize National Cricket Association on Facebook.
Nice.
We have, you can call me at 615-8942. Also, we are open to doing other sponsorships, especially like these with kids, and we are glad to expand throughout the country. The more footprint we got, the better for cricket, the better for everyone.
100%. So for persons out there, we put the
number and the association in the chat.
so that they can be able to make that connect and be able to have a part of that. But I love to bring back His Excellency in this conversation. So how did you grow up playing cricket, and like what was the fun part or the best part about cricket for you? Putting you on the hot spot right now.
I did grow up playing cricket. I was an all right cricketer when I was younger, but never brilliant. But I was a bowler, so cricket's very much divided into two roles: the good batsman and then the bowler, or pitcher, if you can base it. And yeah, it was always a big part of life. And my weekends, Saturdays and Sundays during the summer, were dedicated to playing cricket, because it is a bit of an all-day sport, and it's full of all kinds of traditions as well. We have to break for tea, where you have to have sandwiches and tea and cake. And that's
actually a good tradition.
An essential part of it. And it's interesting, reminded here, so we got MCC here in Belize City, is actually the Marylebone Cricket Club. That's what MCC stands for. Okay. I only learned that this week.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We're trying to push to have them put the full name on the grounds, because MCC is just the acronym for Marylebone Cricket Club. When they're traveling, and they are the holders of the laws of cricket, right? And they travel to promote cricket throughout the world, right? They travel with the up-and-coming players in the county and stuff in England. And they come here very often, right? But they are more laid back. They don't do this sort of thing. But if they ever come here again, we're sure to bring them on.
I would say, please do. That would be a great, interesting conversation.
I'm just still mind blown
The
about MCC because and we've seen it happen where other sports have taken over. So we see MCC. I always thought MCC was just something for football, but not realizing that it was for a cricket club.
It was built primarily to host them when they came here the first time.
Right.
I believe it's in the 1940s.
And so since then, it has like the tradition, the other sports, the basketball, volleyball, football have taken the forefront. And I've only ever seen cricket play in the rural communities in the Belize River Valley.
It has lived there. It was very, very prominent in Belize City. We had over 12 teams in Belize City alone. But there was a political shift, towards more Americanized sports and football. So it still lived on in the rural communities, especially in the Belize district.
And I know the big competitions that happen out there as well.
Right. So traditionally, the people of the Belize River Valley kept it alive. For many years
Big up to them,
until we started to get really organized in 2003.
Okay.
And from then, I have been involved with cricket, administrative-wise, up until now. I've served several seats on the committee. For some years, I stepped away. But I came back to the helm and see how I can contribute to the community positively, give them something fresh to deal with. I know about cricket administration. I know about sports administration as well. So I believe that with that vision and mission that I can push towards new things, especially this is a new venture.
I like that. I'm excited for the young people that get to try this and get to experience something different because, like you said, you cannot kind of warp the game to how you want it. It doesn't have to be for the 5 days or so. You can be in a small space in a short period of time, but it's giving you that option to do something different, do something new. And you don't need a lot.
No.
So even if you don't have this, you're at school and you have this, but then you go home, you can small, simple, getting your little stick and a little ball and everything. You can be able to have a makeshift field and the whole thing at home, and you can be able to enjoy that, taking it right out of the classroom into your home.
Is there any room for other schools at this point?
At this point, we have already ordered T-shirts and stuff.
Okay, so tournaments.
So everything is locked in at this point. But if any schools is interested, the year isn't finished. There are other things that we can do.
Yeah, some partnership
and
can
we're
happen.
glad to send in a coach to help them and to show them the way. And we have a new coach that is a train-the-trainer coach.
Ooh, nice.
Right? So recently back from Peru, Mr. Conway Young, and he is trained to teach people how to teach cricket.
Love it. All right. And so the tournament is beginning soon.
The tournament, and it's like a festival, will be on June 5th in Sand Hill at their community grounds.
Okay.
We have 132 participants.
Wow.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So 6 aside, 22 teams gives us 132 participants.
How many games are going to be played?
It will be 21 games.
21
games.
21
June
games.
5th.
June 5th.
5th. All right, so
Yeah.
that's next weekend?
Next
following
week.
weekend.
Next week, Friday. Yeah.
Wow.
So, we're really excited. I know we've been working at this for some time, so we're really excited to have this
I love that. So I want to...
Excellency, I know you wanted to say something just now.
I say we're just praying for no rain. Because that is the one curse of cricket is as soon as a single raindrop, we all walk off to go and have tea and cake.
Will there be tea and cake? I'm just double checking too.
Food and drinks will be provided for the participants. We have vendors that will be there as well.
Nice.
If any vendors wish to join us,
they can still join.
Yeah,
they
can. Yeah, the vendors can join. Yes, but no additional schools can join.
Okay. But it's June 5th.
5th.
What time to what time?
We're asking participants to be out there at 8, so that we can start promptly.
So 8 a.m. on the dot.
On the dot, yes.
Because we're going to start at like about.
There's a little prepping, and then we have our official ceremonies at 9 a.m. Of course, we have to give away the stuff, and we have to take pictures.
Yes.
And videos as well to post on our social media. So a little bit of housekeeping, and then we can start off the day activities.
Awesome. And then you think that they would run to like about 4?
We're hoping a little bit after 2. Because it's kids, we have to get them back home. Some of them are a little bit farther than the others. So the earlier we're through, but we're somewhere between 2 and 3 p.m.
Okay. So there's no 5-day thing.
I'm just saying, I was thinking about how long it's going to be. But see, this is a perfect example of we can have 21 teams, 21 games with 22 teams. And it's literally starting, like the actual games are 9 to 2. So that's showing you.
Right. So we want to have the games like simultaneous games. We've probably like 5 or 6 games that will be happening on that ground at the same time. And we're trying to manage it. It's a lot. So we're getting volunteers and stuff to help us with the day's activities.
Awesome. So if people want to volunteer, they can still volunteer right now too?
Yes.
Yes.
Usually we have our cricketers, the national team players and stuff like that will pitch in to help us. They're very versed with the game.
Excellent. So June 5th, 8 a.m. to about 2 p.m., come out to Sand Hill Community Center. And they're going to be 22 teams, 21 games. There's going to be cake. Or there's going to be some kind of level of snacks. Vendors that are out there that are listening that would want to be present. You can also contact the National Cricket Association to be able to be a part of the vendors and everything. Come out. Is it free entrance or how much does it cost?
Free entrance.
Free entrance to come out and see these amazing, amazing students come out. Female and male teams.
Yes.
Play cricket. And if you don't know about it forever, this is the first time to learn. So this is going to be an exciting thing for everyone out there. We've put the number, and I'm going to repeat it again just for people that are on YouTube and television, which is 615-8942, as well as the Belize National Cricket Association on Facebook. You can be able to check them out and see exactly, again, all the information that we're seeing right here.
Right.
And there's... Even though we can't include other schools in the competition, there's still time to partner to do something later on. And they have training of trainers for cricket to get into your curriculum and get into PE and all that stuff for your students.
Let's expand it, guys. And another place that I did see it play was in Stan Creek.
Yes.
That's another place.
Actually, we had cricket playing in every sector of this country up until the 1980s. In the 80s and 90s, we used to play with... teams from Corozal, right? We used to have in Pomona and Placencia.
Pomona, that's where I saw it.
Right.
Yes.
And we actually had people from Punta Gorda as well, from Forest Home, that used to play cricket.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah. Let's make it a national thing again, guys.
Yeah, let's bring back cricket.
But thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here on the couch today. Amazing work that you guys are doing. Again, June 5th, guys. It culminates into an amazing day. Be a part of it. Go give them a check. And if you can, reach out to the president here of the National Cricket Association to actually be a part of it and to see how it can expand to a place near you.
Yes.
But we've come to the end of this segment and the end of our show. We just want to thank our guests for quickly coming in. We had Mr. Jose Suarez in talking about Zumba classes in Ladyville happening Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. bring out everybody, even if you don't have wire waist, 2 left feet, whatever it is, you can go out there and move your body and be healthy. And then we had Pastor Corny Dwick in talking about the men's discussion again. Men out there, I urge you, if you have feelings bottled up inside and you need to release that out, there is a perfect group for you at the Life Church. Every Mondays, please go and give them a check-in. And finally, we had the British High Commissioner himself, His Excellency Alistair White, as well as Mr. Dwight Gabb, the President of the Belize National Cricket Association, and talking about the 11 different schools, 22 different teams, both male and females, and 21 games happening June 5th at Sun Hill.
Excitement.
Go check them out. But guys, as I usually say, if you're going to do anything today, make it make sense.
Yeah, all of that. And of course, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's how change happens in our country. We're sending you off on a beautiful Tuesday. Join some awesome persons back tomorrow. I'm not going to be on. I'm going to be back on.
Me neither. Who will be on?
Dun, dun, dun. We're going to see who's going to be hosting tomorrow, guys. But all the excitement continues. Take care. Bye.
A place to call your home, a place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light. I've got you covered on all concerns we share today. You will discover how the world turns each day. When the sun comes up